Virgo, excuse the voice, it's gonna be like this, but I've moved the mic closer to me so you guys can hear me, so that's all good. But anyway, this is gonna be for the week of the 23rd going to the 29th of January, so I'm gonna have a little look for you and see what's going on in your energy for the week ahead. Okay, so I'm gonna pull the cards out as I always do, and we'll see what's going on for you. But can I just say welcome to everyone who's new? I saw how well the last video did last week, so I'm very happy. I'm very grateful for every single one of you. I'm sending you a big kiss. But let's see what's going on for you, Virgo. Let me just tap in. Virgo, please. Trying to think of what they were just trying to tell me. Something to do with your teeth. But there was something else that they were saying, but I'm gonna try and find it. I'm hearing something's coming full circle here. Something's coming full circle. Full circle here. So that could be a completion of something here. Okay, right. Channeling in a lot of things, but I'm just making me not focus, so I'm gonna dive into the tarot and it will come out if it needs to. Right, current energy for Virgo. Ooh. Ouch. There's some disappointment coming through, but this is like, I believe if you've been feeling unhappy about something, you're no longer going to be crying about it. You are becoming very strong and very you're coming up with the Queen of Swords. All right, this could be dealing with the Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. You had Taurus as well, but you don't have to be at all. But the Five of Cups coming through with the Queen of Swords, like, I do get this sense that there is something that is very disappointing for you, very upsetting for you. But there is going to be a point where you're going to look at this very, very kind of cold-heartedly. Because when you're in your emotions, I think you're upset about it. Not a lot is changing about it. Because the Five of Cups is usually about something has spilt, something is no longer making you happy, or there has happened to be a situation that, has disappointed you. Of course, this card speaks of remembering that there are still two cups behind you. There is love here, but I kind of feel like you're getting up and you're coming through with the Queen of Swords. So don't mess with the Virgos this week, because I think something has upset you for too long. You've been upset about something for way too long. So now you're going back in that throne. I'm feeling like when you physically have been crying, you kind of, when you just wipe your tears, you get up and you get back on that throne. And all of a sudden, it's kind of like very cold energy. That's the only way I can describe it for now. Very logical, very cold energy comes in. All those emotions kind of have been washed away. You've cried too many times and you're sitting in this throne and you're looking at things very logically. I think you're done with feeling upset about something. It really comes through this way. And I have to mention, your first card that did jump out is time to go. So some of you are really acknowledging that something needs to be let go of, because it is bringing a lot of unhappiness. It's causing you to not see the good in things, and it's overwhelming is what I'm hearing. So this Queen of Swords, it's very Libran energy, by the way. So it's kind of like making something balanced. I think maybe something was a bit emotional in the past. You may have been ruled by all your emotions before. But now you're coming in with logic. And this Queen of Swords protecting her heart space, though. I think you're kind of creating a barrier over your heart space because something's been upsetting you for too long. And this could be you leaving something behind. Maybe something that you've already left behind but still is upsetting you. But now you're walking towards this new door here. So definitely a new chapter coming up for you. But you're dealing with things very differently than you used to, by the way. And for some of you, if someone's really upset with you, you're coming through with this Queen of Swords energy. Like, yeah, it's tough when the tables turn, huh? That's what it feels like. All right. I kind of see that you'll be meeting some very interesting people, or there's some benefits around community at this time. All right, so make sure you're getting advice from people if you can see they have some experience in certain areas of your life. So it looks like we're learning something here. Then we have serendipity, which I will speak about. I kind of see a journey coming in, a very new world coming in for you, very new experience coming through. It's going to be pushing you outside your comfort zone, which is interesting. But instead of feeling like kind of like emotional about it, I think you're addressing this very logically. You're becoming very like stone cold, but in a good way. I feel like this is something that needs to happen. This is something that's going to benefit you so that you're no longer upset about certain things. But of course, everything in moderation. Don't be the Queen of Swords that has such a barrier on their heart that they don't let anybody in. All right. Can we clarify this Five of Cups? What's this disappointment? Eight of Swords. And Six of Cups. Ooh, stuck in the past. Stuck in what's already happened. Stuck in some nostalgia here. Maybe upset that something's not the same anymore. Upset that someone is not the same anymore. Upset that a relationship's no longer in your life. Or this could even just be living in the past. Because Eight of Swords is a stuck energy. Six of Cups is nostalgia. So, as you can see, I kind of get, your eyes are kind of covered here, just like they are in the Eight of Swords. So I do think that Virgo, you've been in your head for a little while emotionally, which is interesting. And this is what's kept you stuck. And I think you're doing things very different. You're not looking at the past anymore and what may have, what once was. You're not looking at that. You're not feeling stuck in that. You're not feeling stuck in imposter syndrome anymore. Yeah, you're not stuck in disappointment anymore. You're really moving forward. So let's clarify the Queen of Swords then. What are we moving into? Oof. Interesting. Now we have a lot to do with action because you do have the Eight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. Of course, hard work, consistency, effort being involved. This is practical. You could see your finances increasing. You're paying more attention to your work, paying more attention to working on things. I get this energy with the Queen of Swords. It's being clarified by the Two of Cups and by the Four of Wands. Okay, so for some of you, you're taking relationships very seriously. And what we were being told to look at, we were so busy focusing on the negatives, we couldn't see those two cups. You're gaining clarity on what you still have over what is lost or what is not serving you. You're focusing on the things we need to focus on, and this could lead to more love. This could lead to you working on a relationship, but something needs to be left behind, and it maybe fears of the past repeating itself. So when something goes wrong, we're upset. We're like, oh no, we're in the same thing. I don't think so. I think there needs to be some logic involved in this here. So it's time to leave the past in the past. I can see like a wedding or like some Ace of Wands. This could be movement, this could be a house, this could be like I'm seeing some celebration coming through in your relationships, or doesn't have to be just romantic, but for some of you it is. This new beginning, this new outlook in life, it's very, very good for you, Virgo. Because I think you've been stuck in these emotions for a while. Two of Cups, Four of Wands, Ace of Wands, a new beginning, a very successful, victorious new beginning. So if any of you are moving into new relationships or working on a relationship, this looks incredibly good. And by the way, Four of Wands is kind of reaching a milestone, so it looks like something's becoming more serious. It's reaching the next level. Ace of Wands is a new beginning here as well, of course. So a new beginning in love, new passion. This could be a commitment between you and someone else in terms of work even as well. And it looks like you're reaching a goal here. One more for the Queen of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. This is an energy of sometimes you're looking at all the effort you put into something and the results that you got back and wondering, okay, is this worth my energy? Then we have the Eight of Pentacles underneath that. So for some of you, you're staying consistent with something. You're no longer allowing some emotions to kind of stop you from progressing. Because that's what it felt like it's been doing. And it's not to say these feelings weren't valid. Something upset you a lot, but you're no longer allowing something to upset you like it did. Like you're becoming a lot more clearer, a lot more logical. And I think this is really good for you. It seems really good for you. What might be the blockages for this week? Page of Swords. Of course, it could be some negative people around you. Page of Swords can be criticism. It could be being watched by the past. Maybe that's why it's still on your mind or it's still lingering around you. But the Page of Swords, if we're going to speak about it internally, it could be triggers. And it feels like, again, because we have this Six of Cups over here and an Eight of Swords feeling stuck in this, we could be getting triggered by something which could be blocking us at the moment. Scared of the past repeating itself, or clarify the Page of Swords. I have to mention as well, the page being a blockage and the Queen being your current energy and what they're wanting you to step into, there is some maturity coming through it and how you're handling things. A blockage is also the Eight of Pentacles, which is interesting. But it feels like because of that Seven of Pentacles, maybe you didn't feel like working on something because you were triggered on it, you know, because there might have been a lot of work for something. Let's clarify the time to go. High Priestess, Piscean energy, but this is about using your intuition here. We have Sagittarius coming through as well. Both major arcana cards, so a very big major shift coming through for you, Virgo. This is about knowing what you need to do, doing the inner work as well, understanding. And the Temperance is balancing yourself. I think for some of you, you're no longer reacting to things. You're taking your time. And I think this is what's going to lead you in a really positive direction. Community. Some of you are scared. Some of you might have some like social anxiety or anxiety and trust issues around people. This is, well, with the Nine of Swords, if we're still living in the past, then we could be projecting that judgment of people onto people, like, oh, they're just going to mock me, they're just going to, you know, they don't like me. That kind of stuff is coming in with community. But I actually think you'll be very pleasantly surprised when you move forward with your life and kind of face something with the Queen of Swords. This is someone who is ready to communicate if they need to, ready to, you know, be very honest and very cutting with people if they need to. And I think this is what you're realizing is your power at the moment. And the Earth signs this week seem to be finding power in communication, power in discipline, power in this kind of logical energy. Because this Nine of Swords is just a fear. Again, if you're living in the past, this may have once happened to you. But this is repeating itself now. These are all dreams. These are all, you could be having nightmares, you know, this kind of stuff. These are fears that need addressing. And it's calling for you to do some inner work here with the High Priestess. Because there's some fears around community. You're scared. But the community card is something about being taught something by other people. So I see you facing a fear when it comes down to people. Could even be public speaking, or it could just be anything to do with people in general. It means serendipity, just clarify that. Judgment, which is interesting. We have the Lovers on the bottom of the deck here as well, and the Six of Pentacles, which is about reciprocation. You could meet someone through work, or could be working on a relationship, finding a balance in a relationship. I will clarify that. Serendipity is seeing an opportunity for what it is and going with it. It's a very free will card, so of course that being clarified by Judgment is you have a choice on whether you see this clearly or not, and whether you trust in the universe or not, because Judgment is like a release, which is interesting, because if you just release, you're going to be taken somewhere. So actually, for some of you, your free will choice is not just about taking an opportunity. Virgos, I feel like you're destined for great things anyways. I feel like something is only destined for you. Imagine it like I think you're supposed to float. You're supposed to elevate. Like, that's your natural nature, Virgo, in this time. But if we are constantly fearful, we're kind of tying anchors to our feet and keeping ourselves stuck because we're so scared of where life is going to take us. This could be a fear of success. Of course, a fear of failure too. But I feel like it's only natural for you to rise. I think this is a lesson you're learning about yourself here. It's like a fear of new things. That's normal. That's very normal. But this is a fear to overcome, is exposing yourself to new things, to new people, new experiences, and to luck. As you can see, like, I kind of feel like this is just glued to you anyway. You're supposed to elevate. You're supposed to go on this very lucky life, actually. I don't think it always has been that way, but I think this is like a gift from the universe, which is why this thing is time to go. You have to leave a certain part of yourself behind. It's not good for you. The past is the past. Don't make it your present and your future by staying there. And I think, again, your path is very different from people, Virgo. You can kind of see these people look like they're kind of chasing what it is that you're just getting naturally here. I'm seeing this as you. Very interesting interpretation. I love cards that have very interesting things because it kind of falls into place with what I'm saying. In a sense that you're naturally just rising. Other people are kind of trying to grasp what you're trying to get here. But I think this comes natural to you. You are naturally born to do something. Your experiences have taught you what you need to learn, but the trauma is still lingering around you, which is blocking you from moving forward. So this High Priestess and a Temperance card is going to be very important for you this week in order to address some things that need to be addressed. You have some angel guidance coming your way. Let's clarify the Two of Cups, seeing as love is on the table here. 10 of Wands, there might be some baggage in a relationship that needs to be let go of here. Something's becoming tiring or exhausting. Queen of Pentacles, this could be you, Virgo. You could be dealing with another F sign. Okay, but if not, that might be you who needs to let go of this weight on your shoulders. The Star card, you need to start paying attention to your healing here. The Lovers is still on the bottom of the deck as I keep shuffling. But the Star card is Aquarius energy, alright? Healing, focusing on self. Even if you're in a relationship, this is about paying attention to you because, of course, that's important. We need to learn to be individuals. And then we intertwine together, as you can see. These cups don't merge as one. They are two, but they're intertwined. And so is this. The Four of Wands is the same thing. Maybe you're releasing codependency, you're releasing an emotional impact from somebody else's actions. This is about we grow and blossom separately but together. Okay, it could be long distance, doesn't have to be. The Four of Cups and the King of Wands could be dealing with a fire sign here. Aries, Leo, Sag, or someone who's very ambitious, very goal-orientated. You're the Four of Cups, though. Which can be kind of feeling a bit jaded or bored in a relationship or a bit disappointed again. So I think maybe you're going to need to spend some time to yourself so you can see an opportunity in front of you. What's this Ace of Wands? The Tower card. Some of you might be contemplating leaving a relationship, or again, like for some of you, you might be thinking about new love if you're single already. And if you've walked away from something, the Ace of Wands is like a new beginning, leaving something behind. Tower card can just be an ego death here. All right, and the Artist coming through, it's about creating a reality. So if you're not getting something in a current relationship, you could be contemplating leaving. The Tower card is separation. Eight of Cups is realizing that there might be more out there in the world than what you're getting. And that's coming through the Ace of Wands. So maybe when you're healing, you might really discover what kind of relationship you want. The Lovers is still on the bottom of the deck here. Or there could just be some major shifts in a relationship when you realize that we might need to put more work into it, or, you know, focus on the emotional aspect of this. Okay. With the Star card, I think what's most important, even if you're in a relationship or not, is taking that time out to heal yourself, because there's some deep things needed to be healed within you. The Star card is vulnerability. The Star card is your connection to the universe, okay? And I think you're going to be getting the insights that you need when you're doing that. Okay, anything else? Queen of Cups, again, your emotions. Some of you are keeping these emotions in. You're the Four of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck here. You might be refusing to give in a situation for whatever purpose. Scared to open up for some of you. But I do see some happiness coming in your emotional life anyways. So some of you might be realizing that you need to open up in order to build something here. You could be in conflict with a water sign or someone. For those of you who are in a relationship, I think we need to talk about our feelings, like the really important things. Five of Wands is like bickering and it's back and forth. There's no solution to this. But there is a match here, a divine match. And the Ten of Cups is like the outcome of these two, King and Queens, regardless of gender, of course. What's the solution to this? Well, there is victory. But I feel like someone needs to be the bigger person in a situation. Four of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay, things will change. Ten of Pentacles. But it feels like you need to open up about what really matters to you, because it feels like this is something that you're keeping to yourself. Fearful of what might happen if you open up. But again, there's strength and vulnerability. A lot of it, in fact. And I think something needs to be said. Okay, let's pull you some tea leaf tarot for you, Virgo. For Virgo. For Virgo, please. We have success coming through. All right, we also have December. All right, because it could have been something significant happening there. All right, you're gaining success from maybe the work that you did in December. This could also just be the next December. You'll find that there's going to be a lot of success, a lot of improvement between now and the end of the year. For Virgo, please. For Virgo, please. You have a stubborn, aggressive person and climbing towards success. And I actually kind of feel like this is you. Don't be aggressive, of course, but the Ram is almost like that Queen of Swords energy in a stubborn way. Like, I think what you're doing here is now just climbing the ladder of life. You're realizing that maybe you've been a bit stagnant for a bit too long. Okay? Because then you have a path with money is waiting for you to find it. So this could be in terms of your career and your goals. You're just becoming a lot more stubborn and, you know, headstrong when it comes down to it. And by the way, the Ram is Aries, so like leadership energy, okay? You're no longer allowing people to get in your way, etc., etc., okay? So you have a lot of success coming through for you, Virgo. You're protected from negative forces beyond your control with a cobweb. And let's get one last one for Virgo, please, for the week. You'll be playing a different role. And again, I think this is you changing some things in your life. Again, you could be actually doing something different. Your role and status could be very different, but I feel like you're becoming different because of how things have been. And again, I want to say more headstrong, which means more logical about some things. You're not going to allow things to play with your emotions. You're gaining control of those. All right, but balancing out with logic and giving yourself the love that you need. Okay. Anyways, I want to kind of pick back up on that little message that we had about you elevating. Just remember that I think you're destined for some really good things, and it's only inevitable that you move up. But if you're chaining yourself down by focusing on the past and what has happened because you're fearful of moving forward and it repeating itself, just remember that you are the creator of your destiny, Virgo, and it is up to you whether you rise above it or allow yourself to stay in it. Most importantly is in your mind. But for some of you, you might have to leave some things behind. Baggage, people, situations that are weighing you down. And we did have that 10 of Wands, so there are things weighing you down. A lot of it is emotions, though, that we had over things that have disappointed us, and mistrust in people. Don't allow it to. These people are not the only people in the world. I always say, because when I've been through life too, and whenever people have upset me, and it's been a few times, when you put your trust in the wrong people and stuff like this, it can make you feel very fearful about putting your trust in people moving forward. And the Queen of Swords is like, just be aware. Don't give everyone your heart. Don't give everyone that loving side of you. If you need boundaries, this is a very important time where you're placing those boundaries, but even for yourself, to not allow certain things affect you emotionally, and to not have such an attachment or dependency on people to make you happy. Make sure that that's on yourself. That's your responsibility. But you might know that already, but sometimes we need reminding. But I always say to myself, given everyone that's kind of betrayed your trust, that if there are people like me, then if I am the way that I am, then there must be more people like me as well, who are just as loving, just as giving, and won't take you for granted, and won't have bad intentions. So just keep that in mind. If you are an incredible person, and of course there are incredible people out there, it's just about having a bit more faith in people. I know you've been through a lot, and the Nine of Swords really brings up its traumas. I feel like there's a bit of PTSD going on for you, or a lot of fears. But if we address those, we realize that they are just fears. It's not a reality. It may have once been a reality, but as I said, you're elevating. You are rising up. You're going to new levels. And these low vibe people are low vibe. All right, but if we stay in that energy of fear, we're also in that low vibe. Very different kinds of people, but still on the same frequency. So if you just allow yourself to elevate, you're supposed to be up here. You are enlightened, Virgo. But if we are attached to fear, then unfortunately we're attached to that frequency, and unfortunately that means we're surrounded by some people who are not so good and not so good intentioned either. So allow yourself to elevate, allow yourself to connect to spirit, trust in yourself. And where your life is taking you, you will reach new heights. It's inevitable. I keep seeing it you're like a balloon, all right, with helium. It's like, if you allow some things to hold you down, and if you allow yourself to hold yourself down too, all right, then you're just stopping yourself from rising up and going where you want to go. You have good things in your future, okay, if you allow yourself to get them, okay? Did I pull you an animal spirit card? I didn't, so glad you guys listened to my lecture. You get a bonus card. Let's see, for Virgo. Interesting. Okay, we have 2. Don't tell anyone. We have life is a mystery and be at home. So again, spending some time in your own energy. And again, the answers that you have with life may not be clear at first, and you may still be questioning, where is it taking me? What is the next step? Where am I elevating to? They're kind of saying life is a mystery. But be at home is being within yourself, maybe spending more time at home, or again, focusing more in the home. But this is saying you never know what life is going to take you, and I think this is in a good way. So I think this is just asking for you to stay in your energy, be in your energy, focus on your energy, because I do believe this is a cheeky message coming in, saying things are going to shift, things are going to change, things are already changing. But all you need to focus on right now is the now. We do also have learn from the past and watch your words. And we also have set healthy boundaries coming in, and know your worth. I feel like this is all important for you, and dream the world into being is everything that we've been saying. So know your worth, set boundaries with people who are not understanding it either. Watch your words when it comes down to the past, because what we say is very important. If we're saying, I'm just gonna, be cheated on, or this is just gonna, I don't trust anyone, and because everyone is unreliable, what's gonna happen? You're gonna kind of be facing the things that you're speaking into existence. So be aware of it. Focus on your affirmations. Learn from the past, all right? That's all we can do with it. Don't live in the past. We learn from it. We move forward. Life is a mystery. I think good things are coming our way. All right. So focus on you in the meantime. Focus on vulnerability. Because you're climbing towards success. I love you. Personal readings, the link down below. I'm sending you all my love. And I hope to see you guys next time. Okay?